Okay.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Circular Society Network. Today we are going to be talking about innovative packaging with PVA PRO and Rafael Casalbu. Thank you for joining us. This is our 6th virtual event only, and you are going to experiment a one-of-a-kind virtual event. This is not your usual Zoom event where you can be passive. So I would insist on you being very attentive because we are going to be switching rooms as we progress during the event program. So if you don't want to get lost in between rooms, please remain very attentive and follow my guidance along this journey together. So yeah, virtual events can be fun. Feel free to use the reaction buttons just like you are doing. It's pretty cool for the speakers and for the attendees in general. So a quick word as an introduction, because a lot of you are joining us for the very first time today. The Circular Society Network is basically a cross-sector organization, open to everybody, members or non-members. It was created by an event production company, a creative one, because we are trying to make sustainability more appealing, more of an exciting journey. And we believe that if we structure human interactions, it can actually serve our transition and accelerate our transition. So this is why we've asked you your needs and expertise when you registered, so that we can do what we call B2B matchmaking in the next part of the event, where we are going to be in smaller groups and based on synergies and new circularities sometimes, to actually create that human connection, even virtually, thanks to these new technologies. So yeah, on your right hand side, you will be able to see one dash stage. This is the room we are in now, but there's an arrow you can click on and you can see 2 pitch and Q&A. That's room number 2. Don't go there yet. Stay with me. And room number 3, the networking lounge, where we will be able to move around with our little bubbles and our videos and use spatial sound, meaning that you can click and drag your video towards people to talk with them, and leave them when you are done talking with them, just like in real life. You will see it's pretty fun. So the A project was created 1 year ago, and the Circular Society Network was created a few months after that. And today we are 187 members on 6 continents, and we have some very regulars, and that really provides the extra support that a community can bring, and the power of connections and having a global network like this is, I believe, very crucial in resolving a global crisis, which is the climate crisis, of course. This is probably one of our last virtual events for the season. Don't worry, we will be back, but there will be a summer break, and we also will be launching in person because the EA project and the Circular Society Network are products from the pandemic. So we have grown digitally so far, and now we want to increase our global reach through this global city that is London, and through in-person events during London Climate Action Week. So we have been selected, we are part of the program, and we will be hosting our first B2B matchmaking cross-sector networking event in London at the Folly on Thursday, the 30th of June. So if you are around, I highly recommend you registering, because it's going to be also special. It's not going to be an event with 500 people. It's not the point. The point is you come and you have a number of people that are going to bring value, instead of going to networking events hoping you'll be lucky. This time you will join, and I have already selected people for you to meet, and I'm also going to incorporate some more fun parts. If you know the EA project, this is what we are good at too. So I hope I will see some of you there in person. If not, we will be back with new formats in a few weeks after this one. Our plan will be to also incorporate the general public on the long term, and every one of you here, professionals and part of the Circular Society Network, will be highlighted to the general public to show behind the scenes of the incredible job you are all doing. And because this is one of the last virtual events of this first series before the summer, I would like to offer every one of you present today a free membership to join the Circular Society Network, free of charge. When you are an active member of our community, you first gain a free one-to-one framing interview with me, where I get to learn more about you, your needs, your expertise more in details, so I can match you with people I meet on my journey and within our ecosystem and community to help you progress in your transition. You can gain access to speaking opportunities, just like Raphael is speaking today with us. You gain access to our media partners who give interviews to our members. And you gain access to all our virtual events free of charge forever. And that's, if you're based in London, you gain access to extra benefits too. So check your mailbox in the next following days for that. Okay, so I think that's about it. A quick recap. You've got buttons on the bottom of your screen here with your mic and your camera and emoji reaction buttons. On your right hand, you have the chat, where you can talk to the entire room, or you can direct message attendees. So I encourage you to use this to exchange your LinkedIn, your email addresses. This event is recorded. It's not the case every time, but since it's only the second time we are using this platform, and it's the last event before the summer, I wanted to record it. But really, our events are focused on you and the attendees and your participation, the value you bring to the table, instead of just it being all about the organizer or our sponsors. Obviously, if you want to sponsor us or partner with us, any help is welcome for our virtual events or our in-person events in London. We are also working on podcasts and other formats, informal gatherings and so on. So yeah, feel free to visit the-eaproject.com and sign up to our newsletter to be updated about everything. a lot is yet to come. So if on that note, I think we are done here in this first room, and we are now going to head to room 2. So on your right hand side, you have stage, room number 1. If you click on the arrow next to it, you can click on pitch and Q&A room number 2. Grab the seat naturally. I love that. So yeah, Raphael is going to present his solutions. You can zoom in, you can zoom out. This is something I didn't specify. For that, you just use your mouse and you scroll in and you scroll back, or you use the shift button and the plus and the minus button. That's all for me, and Raphael, I'll let you take it from here.
Cool. Thank you, Chantal. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this amazing meeting. Thanks to Chantal for making it possible today. My name is Raphael, and I've been living in Vietnam for 12 years. So I'm from France, but I guess I'm becoming more and more Vietnamese. Vietnam is a beautiful country. It's full of life. You know, Vietnamese average age of the population is 32 years old. So it's very young. It's in full economic development. So it's a great place to be, a great place to find many great opportunities. But also it's a great place to see anywhere you go, from the city to the end of the countryside, you will find everywhere plastic pollution. Plastic waste is a huge problem. Vietnam is one of the top 5 plastic sea polluter. And it's everywhere in the country. The countryside is covered by single-use plastic. It's very dramatic. So to give you an idea, in general, in the world, plastic packaging accounts for 150 million tons. So that's 150 billion kilo. It's just huge. And as of today, even in the most developed country or region like Europe, only around 5% of single-use plastic and plastic packaging are actually recycled. Many are marketed as recyclable, but between being recyclable and being recycled, there is a difference. And sadly, plastic packaging and single-use items are very rarely recycled. So that leaves us with 100+ million tons of plastic waste that pollutes our environment each year. And in Vietnam, there is a lot of it. This plastic waste, as we know it more and more, transformed to microplastic. And not only plastic is a visual pollution and it will kill some animal who try to eat it, but also microplastic will have very big issue on our health and long-term effect, because microplastic contaminates the water we drink, contaminates even the air we breathe, it contaminates the food we eat, the vegetable, everything is contaminated. You should know that microplastic pollution is not limited to landfill area or waste, because microplastic move with the wind and move with the clouds and fall back with the rain. So it's touching the whole world. So for me to be in Vietnam, to now have a Vietnamese family, I had the need to do something and try to participate to change things for better. So with my team, we started to think, what can we do to act for the future? And obviously, we started a business doing eco-friendly packaging. Our plan is to replace every plastic packaging and single-use plastic which will not be recycled, so the one participating to the plastic waste crisis. With COVID, COVID impacted a lot or business. We started by the end of 2019, and our target was the tourism industry. So doing all the packaging for the resort, restaurant, and hotel. So you can imagine that by the beginning of 2020, with the COVID crisis, there was no more tourism industry in Vietnam, and we really had to reinvent ourselves. So there in 2020, from just being a distributor of eco-friendly packaging, we moved to manufacturing, and that's where really our story starts. In 2020, we joined a famous and talented Vietnamese engineer who was first in Vietnam to develop bio and compostable resin. So resin is small pellets used as a raw material to create plastic bag or plastic cutlery and so on. So in 2020, we joined him. He had the technology and the knowledge to create this raw material. From there, we invested in this technology to move from the raw material to the finished product. So we did a lot of research, many investment to be able to develop a range of products like eco-friendly garbage bag, eco-friendly retail bag, bag for the garment industry, vacuum bag for the food industry, many things. So we really worked hard during 2021 and until now to create eco-friendly solutions to replace plastics in every industry. Beginning of 2022, we launched a brand new factory called the PVA PRO. So this is the main topic of the event. PVA PRO is the first factory in Vietnam to create water-soluble packaging. So what is water-soluble plastic packaging? It's a new kind of plastic. So it's made with PVA. It's called polyvinyl alcohol. It's been used for a long time as a food additive. And now we've found a way to modify it and make it possible to create plastic bag and other packaging. So it's a very interesting product because if you dispose it in hot water, the bag just disappears and you can drink the water. It sounds funny, it sounds a bit suspicious, but I did do it. I did dissolve this bag in water. I did drink the water. Chantal will share later on her LinkedIn the video where I'm drinking this water. And as you see, it was a few months ago and I'm still alive. So looks okay. So this new material we developed in Vietnam called the PVA film is amazing. It has all the benefit for the circular economy and the post-consumer waste, meaning in every scenario, it's safe for the environment. This kind of new plastic packaging can go to the landfill where it will safely decompose. It can be composted as well. It can be recycled. And you can have fun at home and make it disappear in the hot water. So you may wonder if the bag goes to the river or to the sea, it's not hot water. So what happened? Sure, it will take longer. It will not be immediate to disappear, but it will disappear maybe around 1 year time. But what's important is during this time, if the sea life or any other animal eats the bag, they are safe to digest the bag, so there will be no harm to the wildlife. So we think it is very interesting. It brings one more great solution for packaging. And we really look forward to make it more and more popular on the market. At the moment, there is two big trends in the world. One is recyclable packaging, recyclable product, recyclable plastic. And the other one is eco-friendly bioplastic, which will biodegrade or compost. We believe that the recycled solution is mainly greenwashing, for the reason I explained earlier, that from the 150 million ton of plastic packaging and single-use item, only 5% is really recycled. So we don't think that recycling is a right solution for this specific kind of item, which are plastic packaging. That's why we really focus to offer many kind of solutions which will be eco-friendly in the post-consumer waste. So we really believe in biodegradable solution, compostable solution, and the new one, water-soluble solution. We had quite a few challenges in believe in being eco-friendly. Their convictions stop when you say that the price is 2 times or 3 times higher than plastic. So everybody wants to be a hero, but when it starts to hit their wallet, suddenly the conversation becomes difficult. And sadly, that's the issue when fighting against plastic, is that plastic is very convenient and is super cheap. So that's a very difficult part in our business, in the eco-friendly packaging business. If you are doing this business, I'm sure you know it. Thankfully, what is helping is that more and more countries are banning plastic or putting tax on plastic. So this, in the future, will come more and more, and hopefully will help to even things out, and basically the consumer or the company will have no choice but to accept this price difference. Also, another challenge is the understanding of the market. People feel very confused because today there are so many different technology. For example, in Vietnam, one of our biggest challenge was to face people telling us that oxo-degradable plastic is very good for the environment because the bag will disappear after a few months. So in fact, we know that the oxo-degradable plastic is now banned in all Europe. What is oxo-degradable plastic? It's just normal plastic with a bit of oxo additive, and this additive will help the plastic to break into billion and billion of microplastic. So that's just environmental nightmare. And today in Vietnam, this oxo biodegradable plastic is mainstream. Everybody is using it. Every factory is making it. Every business is buying it. For a simple reason, is as cheap as plastic, and it gets the name biodegradable. So people get the feeling that it's something good, and they feel safe with it. So it's not easy. To change things takes time. To educate the market takes time. And there is many greenwashing which doesn't help, which brings a lot of suspicion from the people. So we have to try even harder to be even more transparent in our communication, and that's very the key, to be transparent. If you follow my LinkedIn, you will see that we show everything from the factory to the production process. I think what the people demand today is just to be as open as possible, so they can understand, they can see, they can believe, they can trust. As I said, the challenges also is on the legal frame. In Europe, it's changing. In UK, I see you are just starting with plastic tax. So for manufacturer, it's very challenging to make a big investment in any technology because the market is not yet sure of the direction it wants to take for the long term. Europe is still going up and down, right and left, changing the regulation. UK is trying to go one way. We have different regulation in the US. Some country absolutely just ban single-use bags, may it be plastic or eco-friendly, whatever, is just totally banned. So this is difficult for manufacturer to have a long-term vision. It's a bit of a challenge. You need to take risk, I guess, and to believe in what you are doing. So we've been working really hard these last 3 years. It's been a long and not too long, 3 years is quite fast, but it's been a difficult ride during COVID time. Today, we have solutions for many different industries. For example, the garment industry. As we know more and more, the sustainable fashion becomes a new trend. For one reason is that the fashion industry is one of the #1 polluter in the world. And we made sure to offer eco-friendly packaging for the garment industry to support the sustainable fashion movement. You know, every piece of garment is basically packed in one plastic bag. So that's billions of bags every year, which are single-used and which again create plastic waste. We also have solutions for all the retail and supermarket. We can do any kind of bag with printing, design. We have solutions for the food industry. We have vacuum bags for any kind of frozen food, dry food, all kind of bags for potato chips, snacks, instant coffee. Basically, we really have a solution for any kind of flexible film packaging, which before was harmful to the environment and made of plastic. And today we are able to offer a solution which is either biodegradable, compostable, or water-soluble. So those are our big achievements. For us now, we are in Vietnam. We have the product, and we really hope to find more and more partners in Europe and hopefully in UK. So I hope some of you here will have some interest to partner, will have some interest to make a demand for us to design your packaging to help you in your sustainable development. We are here to help. We are here to support you in finding more eco-friendly packaging. We have a great team, so we can assist you in your project. We can help to design the product. We can help with creation of the product suitable for your needs. So yeah, this would be good. I hope we can all work together. This fight against plastic pollution is not just how to say, the fight against plastic pollution needs every stakeholder to participate, from the end consumer who have to change the habit, who have to demand more eco-friendly solution, but also from the brand, they need to change their product to offer something more eco-friendly, something more sustainable. And of course, the manufacturers, the factory, all the suppliers have to make sure they have something available for all the ones that want to change away from plastic, make the transition. We are here in Vietnam. It's not the most, it's not the country who cares the most about plastic. We don't have much support from the government at all. It's not very trendy here to be eco-friendly. So we are very pioneer in Vietnam to try to lead the way, try to push the market to do better, try to show the way for a more sustainable future. We had some good success already because in Vietnam there is no law at the moment to ban plastic or to promote eco-friendly solutions. But we still managed to find great partners which are Vietnamese own company. So it was a good surprise for us to get the support of some local company which are Vietnamese own company. This really give us strength to move forward and to see that yes, we are doing the right things. People care about it. People are ready to change, and more and more will follow. So I think that's pretty much what I had to say. Chantal?
Thank you so much, Raphael. That was a great presentation for us all, and I've learned a lot. I'm sure everybody in the room has. I've seen every people in this room, if you want to ask Raphael any questions, you can either use the chat, or you can unmute yourself and unlock your video using your the bar at the middle and the bottom of your screen. And you can, come close to Raphael, just click and drag your video, and click on the megaphone button next to your mic to speak, so the entire room can hear you. Yeah, just move around like this. You can also use the chat if you're shy and you want to type your question in the chat box on the left, on the right hand of your screen. I've already seen a question in the audience. I think PVA is approved by EU. Please clarify in Australia, PVA.
PVA?
Igor Darrow, did you see her question or his question?
Yes. I'm not sure about Australia, as we have not yet moved to this region. But basically, PVA can be certified home compostable by TUV. So TUV is giving the home compostable certification. It can also be certified marine safe. So I don't see why it should not be possible for Australia.
Yeah, there was another question about water-soluble certification during your talk. I have personally no idea about how many, if global international certifications exist, first of all, and how does it apply to marine life, marine certifications, or water-soluble certifications, if you can develop that a little bit for us.
Sure. So PVA film material, so we're talking about water-soluble film. So this technology, we just started production in March, so that's 2 months ago. We are in the process of getting our certification from TUV. So TUV is a benchmark for all the eco-friendly certification. So we will get our certification document in the next 2 months, I guess. So it's in process. We can get home compostable. We can get marine safe. There is only one limitation, is that TUV will not certify marine safe, maybe a retail bag or garbage bag or garment bag. They will not. Not because it cannot be certified, but because they don't want people. They don't want to encourage people to just put their trash in the sea. They don't want to put on the bag certified marine safe, because they don't want the people to have the wrong idea that, okay, it's marine safe, let's go put in the sea, nobody care. There is only one item they will accept to certify marine safe, is the laundry bag. So PVA laundry bag is interesting. It's a very cool product for the hotel, for the hospital, healthcare center, cruise as well. Because PVA laundry bag, you just collect all the laundry. It can be dirty laundry or contaminated laundry with COVID or whatever. You just collect the laundry in the bag, you close it, and you put in the laundry machine. And the bag will disappear during the washing cycle. So this TUV will accept to certify marine safe, because that's property of the bag, that's the application, is to put in the water and to have it disappear during the washing cycle. So that's the only limitation. So we had this conversation with TUV saying, but our garment bag or retail bag, all of them are marine safe. So I say yes, but we not accept to certify that because we don't want to encourage the wrong behavior. So nevertheless, we will certify rolls of film. We will certify our film, and once it's certified, we will just communicate with our customer, with our partners that yes, our film got the certification, our technology is safe, only we cannot put the TUV logo on the finished product. That's the only limitation. But we do get the home compost. That is allowed to put on the bag.
And it makes really a lot of sense because it is a dilemma. If it's written on every product, safe for the environment, or it's going to be diluted in water, never mind. It just encourages people to not change. It doesn't educate them into changing. And I've seen, before I forget, because I just noticed that when you use the chat on the right-hand side, the questions stay. But when you use the chat in the bottom of your screen, it just disappears. But I've been taking notes. I think I've seen someone ask about Africa,
okay.
If you were planning on developing in Africa too, or are you limited in terms of reach geographically?
Right now, our first factory is in South Vietnam. We have planned to open production center in every key region of the world. For one reason is we saw that with the COVID crisis and also with the huge increase in international shipping fee, it's more and more difficult to have, let's say, a mega factory in one country and then to supply every corner of the world. So more and more, I think the dynamic in the future, the economy is changing. I think we see more and more big company, they will relocate small production in every region. So they will have less impact from shipping fees. They will have less risk of having their factory shut down because of some kind of virus. So for us, we will do the same. We have planned to open in Europe, open in the US, Africa. Definitely, it's the future. Africa is a huge continent. The world map doesn't really give the real size of Africa. We also on LinkedIn many people posting like what would be the real size of Africa if we put to scale. So yes, Africa will play a huge part in the economy in the coming 10 years. So it is something we consider as well, for sure.
Definitely, it's something I really believe into. I think someone just wanted to ask a question vocally.
Yes.
Where is it?
I'm Owen.
Please move.
Could you please click on the megaphone button so the entire room can hear you properly? It's on the right of your mic.
Oh,
fantastic.
Hello, sir.
Is it okay now?
Perfect.
Okay, so I asked a question regarding the African market. I'm based in Africa and been in business for about 12 years now. And I'm just looking at partnership in exploring the African market, which is why I asked that question. So, Raphael, is your business open to that sort of partnership to have production in Africa? Because it's an area of interest for my business and future as a whole.
Can we ask what business are you from?
I'm into the supply chain industry. I'm into the supply chain, the global supply chain. So we do a lot of import and exports across Africa and then the world at large. So we do a lot of imports from Europe, Asia, the United States, thereabout, and then across Africa as well. So it's an area of interest. We want to go into a production line. So listening to Raphael got my interest. That's why I asked the question. Yeah.
Thank you, Owen. It is a great question, and I'm happy to have your interest for something like this. For us, our idea is to offer a full solution for our partner in other region of the world. So the partnership will be that we will provide all the knowledge, all the technical support, all the machinery, and even the raw material. So if a partner if you or one in Africa say, okay, I want to open my factory, I want we do it together. Okay, sure. Our partner will have to look at the legal side in the country. We'll have to provide the right building, and on our side, we will make sure to set up the production line that match your market and the product you want to do. And we will supply all the technical, and we also in the future supply all the raw material for your production. So it is the model we want to make global. Yeah.
And I honestly think it's probably better, even if I am based in London, to order this type of packaging from Vietnam in terms of impact, even if there's the transportation. When you think about the long-term impact, if I can't find this solution in London now, I would, as a manufacturer, order, or a retailer, order from you in Vietnam, because the transportation has an impact that is going to be, shared with other people transporting from Asia to Europe. But the packaging, at the end of the day, the positive impact it's going to have using your type of packaging instead of another one doesn't compare with the transportation. My personal opinion. I think we have questions on the chat.
Yep.
From Seville. What do you mean about printing applications of designed packages?
Sure. So what I was saying is we can assist you in your project. So if you already have a plastic packaging you want to replace, okay, that's very easy. We just take your actual plastic packaging and we copy it, just replacing the raw material with eco-friendly material. But if you have a new project and you not yet know what you need, or you're not sure, so our team can assist you in defining what's the best solution for your application, for what you are doing in your business. And for the printing, all our film packaging, we can print up to 4 color. So this gives you a lot of flexibility in your design. You can have your logo with your color, and you can have cool art to market that your bag is eco-friendly, to share the message and so
on. Costas is asking about the cost of these packages comparing to plastics. I know you've already mentioned that it is more expensive today, but maybe you want to say a little bit more about that.
Yeah, for the bio-resin, we are 2 times the price of plastic. For the home compostable and the PVA water-soluble, it's around 3 times more expensive than plastic. That's the range of prices we are working with.
And a similar question from Fabrice. He would like to ask the packaging process cost. He is developing an initiative. Fabrice, feel free to unmute yourself and develop more about your initiative if you want to. Otherwise, Raphael, can you tell us if there are tips in your packaging process cost we can use as buyers to maybe optimize the production? Is it about quantity? Is it about location? I don't know.
I'm not sure I understand the question.
the packaging process cost.
Ah,
So not
yes,
only
please,
the
sir.
material, but the process itself.
Please, Fabrice, if you can share. Yes.
Thank you very much. Are you hearing me?
Yep.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm writing an initiative that will work on agricultural process. And then we want to use an eco-friendly package, but we are requiring information related to the process because we want to produce ourselves our eco-friendly package so that we can use it and sell in our country as there is a great market in that area. That is my question. Thank you.
So you wish to make it yourself in your company, right? In your factory.
Yes.
Okay.
In Burundi, I'm from Burundi.
Okay, great. So in that case, if you already have the production line, we can supply the raw material. If you don't have the production line, so we will recommend to you machinery suitable to process this material.
Yes, it could. Yes, thank you. It will be helpful to get those machines
please, you can
or equipment required in order to start the process. Yes.
You can connect me later on LinkedIn, and we will talk together more in detail about your project, and I can assist you further.
Yeah, we're going to pick.
Yes, thank you very much.
We're going to pick.
You're welcome.
I see we have 2 more questions in the chat, and I also think that Gibbs from Macmillan Cancer Support wanted to ask a question. I saw him raise his hand. Gibbs, do you want to ask your question, or should I read from? Yeah, there you go.
Hi there, hi Raphael and Chantel.
Hi.
So the project I work on is for World's Biggest Coffee Morning, and so we it's a fundraising pack that gets mailed out to about 100,000 people plus per year. And over the last 6 years, I think, so we create a mailing bag which is kind of oversized A4, and it's printed between 1 and 4 colors, and obviously that's our mail carrier. So over the years, I've had a polylope developed, and then about 3 years, I was given a biodegradable option. At the moment, I'm using I think the technical material is a Bioplast 110 compostable. So with this compostable that I'm using at the moment, is that actually breaking down into microplastics as well? And I guess, I mean, your solution sounds so much better, and I think as a pitch to our supporters, because that's like a new strategic priority of ours, is going to be sustainability. So just a few questions. How many colors? It could be 4-color print. Could you do PMS spot colors as well? And is the ink solvent based, or would that be like vegetable based inks? And are you able to produce like an opaque window on that as well if it was a flood color? I can send some artwork over to you so you can get like a visual.
Yes. Yes, it's up to 4 colors, and all our color are eco-friendly ink. So it's not solvent based. It's water based or soy based. I'm not sure I understood the first part of your question. But regarding the water-soluble film, I think there is something interesting for your application. You are talking about a mailer bag, right?
Yes, so it must have like, on the reverse, it will need like some kind of sealing mechanism, a peel and seal strip or something like that.
Yeah, so just recently, our latest development is to laminate or water-soluble film. We laminate it to paper. This allows us to create paper mailer which are just amazing. They are so strong. You get the premium feel of paper, but inside you have the lamination, which gives a lot of strength. And more interesting is that this paper mailer can be 100% recycled, because when you send this paper mailer to the recycling plant, the PVA lamination will just dissolve and disappear in the process. So you can recover 100% of the paper. That's a great development compared to paper laminated with plastic. That's a loss. You know, we cannot recycle. You lose the paper, you lose the plastic, it becomes a waste.
And is there a shelf life for these? Because I'm currently purchasing about $250,000 every 18 months, and then they must be like stored in like a factory within our kind of climate here. So it's going to be cold, damp, and
it's suitable. I think I will be happy to discuss further with you. Yeah.
Fantastic. Great. Thank you very much.
If we can connect, you will connect me on LinkedIn, or maybe Chantal will help you.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Feel free. Raphael Casalbu on LinkedIn is very active. Thank you for sharing the link again. Please, eventually, Raphael, can you drop it in the chat on the right hand of your screen?
Okay.
Because in the middle of the screen, it just disappears. I'll let you copy paste it in the chat there. Here you go. Fantastic. I'm going to take one more question before we go to the networking lounge, where we will be able to have more intimate chats in I think 2 separate groups. First of all, I'm going to quickly review Stacey's question, because I think you've already
I just
answered.
see that. Let me answer.
Yeah, please go ahead. So I'm just going to read it out loud for the audience. Okay. Can you provide some information about the scientific research done during development? My main concern is that this will contribute to the presence of micro and nanoplastics in marine environments when dissolved in water.
Sure. So this technology has been developed in Japan and in the UK. So actually our partner for the raw material is a UK-based company. They have been doing all the research. They have all the white paper, right? That's how you call it, with all the analysis and all the right research about this material. Basically, it's a 2-phase process for the PVA film. First, in the water, it will dissolve. So the film lose its structure and transform to monomer. So those monomer are very harmless. It's not microplastic, it's different. This monomer can be eaten, consumed, and with no negative impact on the health of human or animals. And this monomer in a later stage will be consumed by microorganisms and transformed to carbonic and organic matter. So in the whole process, as nowhere there is microplastic involved. Yeah. So it is interesting.
Sorry, a question of my own. Does it contribute to the acidification of the ocean at all?
No, it doesn't. No.
Fantastic. And quickly, one last question from Rituraj Fuken. Great presentation and impactful project. India will definitely be a good area to expand, as single-use plastics are being banned all over the country in a few weeks. Has there been tests on any possible effect on biodiversity of lakes, rivers, seas, etc.?
There is no effect, because it's just basic. Thank you, Stacy. It's just a basic material which is then consumed by microorganisms. One thing is PVA is not always present in the environment. So let's imagine we have one lake, and one very bad person put its PVA bag packaging in the lake. If it's the first time that there is a PVA material in this lake, it will take maybe 4 weeks for the bacteria to learn about this material, and for bacteria to evolve and then understand how to consume it and transform it. The next bag in the same lake, the bacteria will only need 2 weeks to consume. So this analysis was made in the UK, studying the wastewater from various hospitals and waste treatment plant. When hospitals were using the water-soluble laundry bag, so they analyzed like what happened after. So at the beginning, it was a bit longer, and over time, the bacteria are developing and understanding and learning, and then it's much faster. So it just takes time. The natural world is full of resources. Again, we do not recommend 100 or 1,000 people to go to this lake and put their PVA bag in the lake. I will say it's safe, but obviously it's not a good idea, and that's not what should happen.
Yeah, because when we imagine multiplied by X tons of packaging, it's still going to be a nightmare. And yeah, I would be happy to see that developed in India too, because especially now when we see images of landfills being completely under fire with the extreme weather over there at the moment, it's just an environmental disaster. And yeah, your solution could contribute. Raj, you want to add something before we change rooms?
Yes, hi, and thank you, Chantal, and yeah, thank you for the answer. I just quickly wanted to add that, yeah, in some regions, you know, it's the floods which cause the problem. We see that most of these plastics end up in the water bodies because of rains and floods. So that is a big factor, especially where I live. So yeah, thank you.
And this is why this is why I invite people like you, Raj, with a biodiversity knowledge, because you are extremely important around this table. Your knowledge is extremely important, and this is why I encourage cross-sector collaboration, because we can understand how we impact each other, how our different industries impact each other's, how our countries impact each other's too. Global supply chain is something very interesting to talk about too. Today, I know we have a lot of people in Asia and in Europe. So this is just amazing. I love having these discussions with all different profiles. Now, I think we are done with the questions. I'm glad we had more time today to really dive deep into them. We are now going to go into our third room and last room, where we are going to grab a seat around a table and a cup of coffee in smaller...
Like support from the actual strategic board as well. So after this call, hopefully I have some great feedback for them.